Tariffs are taxes imposed on imported goods. They are a fundamental aspect of international trade policy and have far-reaching implications for economies around the world. By increasing the cost of imported goods, tariffs can influence consumer behavior, business decisions, and even diplomatic relations between countries. They have been used by governments throughout history as a way to raise revenue and protect domestic industries from foreign competition. In ancient times, tariffs were often a primary source of income for governments, funding everything from infrastructure projects to military campaigns. The strategic use of tariffs allowed nations to control the flow of goods and resources, shaping the economic landscape of entire regions. In essence, a tariff makes foreign goods more expensive, thereby encouraging consumers to purchase domestically produced alternatives. This can lead to a boost in local manufacturing and job creation, as businesses ramp up production to meet increased demand. However, it can also result in higher prices for consumers and potential shortages of certain goods, particularly if domestic industries are unable to quickly scale up production. The use of tariffs dates back centuries. Ancient civilizations, such as the Greeks and Romans, implemented tariffs to regulate trade and generate revenue. These early tariffs were often levied on goods passing through key trade routes, ensuring that merchants contributed to the state's coffers. Over time, the concept of tariffs evolved, becoming more sophisticated and integral to national economic strategies. Early civilizations used them to control trade and generate income. For instance, the Byzantine Empire imposed tariffs on goods entering and leaving its territories, using the revenue to fund its extensive bureaucracy and military. Similarly, medieval European kingdoms relied on tariffs to finance their governments and protect local artisans from foreign competition. The modern tariff system evolved during the age of mercantilism, when European powers sought to protect their own industries and colonial empires. Mercantilist policies emphasized the accumulation of wealth through a favorable balance of trade, achieved by exporting more than importing. Tariffs were a key tool in this strategy, used to discourage imports and promote domestic production. This period saw the establishment of complex tariff schedules and the rise of customs houses to enforce them. In the United States, tariffs played a significant role in the early years of the Republic, providing a major source of government revenue before the introduction of the income tax. The Tariff Act of 1789, one of the first pieces of legislation passed by Congress, aimed to protect American manufacturers from foreign competition and generate revenue for the fledgling government. Throughout the 19th century, tariffs remained a contentious issue, with debates over their impact on different regions and industries. Throughout the 20th century, tariffs became a contentious issue in international trade. The rise of globalization and the increasing interdependence of national economies led to calls for lower tariffs and freer trade. However, protectionist sentiments persisted, with some arguing that tariffs were necessary to shield domestic industries from unfair foreign competition. This tension between free trade and protectionism has shaped trade policy debates for decades. High tariffs were seen as contributing to the Great Depression, leading to a global push for freer trade after World War II. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930, which raised U.S. tariffs on thousands of imported goods, is often cited as exacerbating the economic downturn by stifling international trade. In response, the post-war period saw the establishment of institutions and agreements aimed at reducing trade barriers and promoting economic cooperation. The General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, or GATT, and its successor, the World Trade Organization, or WTO, were established to promote international trade and reduce trade barriers, including tariffs. These organizations have played a crucial role in shaping the global trading system, facilitating negotiations and resolving disputes between member countries. Through successive rounds of negotiations, GATT and the WTO have helped to lower tariffs and expand market access, contributing to the growth of global trade. However, tariffs have made a resurgence in recent years. Amid rising economic nationalism and geopolitical tensions, countries have increasingly turned to tariffs as a tool to protect domestic industries, retaliate against trading partners, or gain leverage in trade negotiations. This has led to a series of high-profile trade disputes, with significant implications for global supply chains and economic stability. Countries have increasingly resorted to tariffs as a tool to protect domestic industries, retaliate against trading partners, or gain leverage in trade negotiations. This trend has sparked concerns about the potential for escalating trade wars, which could disrupt global supply chains and hinder economic growth. The imposition of new tariffs often leads to retaliatory measures, creating a cycle of increasing trade barriers that can be difficult to break. The imposition of new tariffs has raised concerns about the potential for trade wars and the negative impact on global economic growth. Economists warn that prolonged trade conflicts could lead to higher prices for consumers, reduced investment, and slower economic growth. As countries navigate these challenges, the future of tariffs and their role in international trade remains a critical issue for policymakers and businesses alike. Consider a toy manufactured overseas, perhaps a popular action figure or a cuddly teddy bear. The journey of this toy from the factory floor to the hands of a child is a complex process involving multiple steps, each contributing to the final cost and quality of the product. It all begins with the raw materials. The plastic, fabric, stuffing, and paint used to create the toy are sourced from various suppliers around the world. These materials are carefully selected to ensure they meet safety and quality standards. Once the raw materials are gathered, they are transported to the factory. This transportation involves a network of logistics and supply chain processes, ensuring that the materials arrive on time and in good condition. At the factory, skilled workers use specialized machinery to assemble the toy. The manufacturing process includes several stages such as molding, sewing, painting, and packaging. Each stage requires precision and care to ensure the toy is made to the highest standards. The plastic pellets are melted and molded into the desired shapes, while the fabric is cut and sewn to create the toy's exterior. Stuffing is added to give the toy its shape and softness, and paint is applied to add color and detail. Throughout the manufacturing process, quality control checks are conducted to ensure that each toy meets safety and quality standards. Any defects are identified and corrected before the toy moves on to the next stage. Once the toys are fully assembled, they undergo a final inspection. This inspection is crucial to ensure that the toys are safe for children to play with, and that they meet all regulatory requirements. After passing the final inspection, the toys are packaged for shipping. The packaging process involves additional materials such as boxes, labels, and protective padding to ensure the toys arrive at their destination in perfect condition. The packaged toys are then loaded onto trucks, trains, or ships for transportation to ports for export. This stage involves careful planning and coordination to ensure that the toys are shipped efficiently and cost-effectively. Shipping costs include transportation, insurance, and handling fees. These costs can vary depending on the distance traveled, the mode of transportation, and the size and weight of the shipment. Once the toys arrive at their destination port, they are unloaded and transported to distribution centers. From there, they are sent to retail stores or directly to customers who have ordered them online. The entire process, from sourcing raw materials to delivering the finished product, involves a complex network of suppliers, manufacturers, logistics providers, and retailers. Each step adds value to the toy, ensuring that it is safe, high quality, and ready for children to enjoy. Once the toy arrives at its destination country, it must clear customs. This involves inspection by customs officials to ensure compliance with all import regulations. At this stage, a tariff, if applicable, is levied on the imported goods. Let's assume a 10% tariff on imported toys. If the toy's production and shipping cost amounts to $50, the 10% tariff adds an additional $5. This tariff is paid by the importer, typically a distributor or wholesaler, who then passes on this added cost through the supply chain. Beyond the tariff, there are additional import costs to consider. These include customs brokerage fees, harbor maintenance fees, and merchandise processing fees. These fees can add up, further increasing the overall cost of importing the toy. The importer must also navigate complex customs regulations and paperwork, which can be time-consuming and costly. The importer, typically a wholesaler, then sells the toy to retailers. This is a crucial step in the supply chain, as wholesalers act as the bridge between manufacturers and retailers. They purchase large quantities of toys from manufacturers, often at a discounted rate due to the bulk purchase. This allows them to offer a wide variety of products to retailers, who may not have the resources to buy directly from manufacturers. The wholesaler's role is not just about selling. They also provide valuable market insights and trends to retailers, helping them make informed decisions about their inventory. Wholesalers add their own markup to cover their operating costs and profit margins. This markup is essential for their business sustainability. It includes costs such as warehousing, transportation, and administrative expenses. Additionally, wholesalers need to account for potential risks, such as unsold inventory or market fluctuations. By adding a markup, they ensure that they can continue to operate and provide services to retailers. This markup is carefully calculated to balance competitiveness with profitability. This markup typically ranges from 10% to 25% of the wholesaler's cost. The exact percentage can vary based on several factors, including the type of toy, the volume of the order, and the current market conditions. For instance, high-demand toys may have a lower markup due to faster turnover, while niche or seasonal toys might have a higher markup to compensate for slower sales. Wholesalers must constantly analyze their pricing strategies to remain competitive while ensuring profitability. Retailers in turn add their own markup to the price they pay the wholesaler. This is where the final price of the toy starts to take shape. Retailers must consider various factors when setting their prices, including their target market, store location, and overall business strategy. They also need to ensure that their prices are competitive with other retailers, both online and offline. The goal is to attract customers while maintaining a healthy profit margin. This markup covers their operating costs, such as rent, utilities, labor and marketing, as well as their profit margin. Retailers have a wide range of expenses that need to be covered by their markup. Rent for prime retail locations can be particularly high, and utilities such as electricity and water add to the costs. Labor costs, including wages and benefits for employees, are another significant expense. Marketing efforts, whether through traditional advertising or digital campaigns, also require investment. All these factors contribute to the final price that consumers see on the shelves. Retail markups vary depending on the type of retailer, the product being sold, and the level of competition in the market. For example, specialty toy stores may have higher markups due to their unique product offerings and personalized customer service. In contrast, big box retailers might have lower markups due to their ability to sell in large volumes. The level of competition also plays a crucial role. In highly competitive markets, retailers may need to lower their markups to attract price-sensitive customers. Understanding these dynamics is key to setting effective pricing strategies. Retail markups for toys can range from 25% to 50% or higher. This wide range reflects the diversity of the retail landscape. High-end toy stores that offer exclusive or premium products may have markups exceeding 50%. On the other hand, discount retailers might operate with lower markups to appeal to budget-conscious shoppers. Seasonal factors can also influence markups. For instance, toys sold during the holiday season might have higher markups due to increased demand. Retailers must be agile in adjusting their pricing strategies to maximize sales and profitability. Therefore, the initial cost of $50 for the toy, plus the $5 tariff, plus the importer's markup, plus the retailer's markup, results in the final price tag that consumers see on store shelves. This final price is the culmination of various costs and markups added at each stage of the supply chain. Consumers often wonder why toys can be so expensive, and understanding this process sheds light on the multiple factors that contribute to the final price. From manufacturing and importation to wholesale and retail, each step adds value and cost, ultimately determining the price that consumers pay. Each stage of the supply chain adds costs, and the tariff is just one factor that contributes to the final price. Other factors include manufacturing costs, shipping fees, and various markups. By the time a toy reaches the store shelf, it has passed through multiple hands, each adding their own costs and profit margins. This complex process ensures that toys are available to consumers but also highlights the intricate economics behind retail pricing. Understanding these dynamics can help consumers make more informed purchasing decisions and appreciate the value embedded in the products they buy.